Much like condoms, the answer was to wear 2.
What?
I put on I put on 2 pairs of gloves.
That's not what you do at all with condoms.
What do you mean?
You don't wear two.
What do you're not supposed to wear 2?
Could you?
Hello, and welcome to the Are we in the wide?
You did
Okay.
not have to scream that.
I know, I was trying to get
I
everyone's
have
attention.
neighbors.
It's Sunday at 12 PM. No one should be asleep.
They're at home.
No, one of them's gone. Hello, and welcome to the See You Waiter Bleep podcast. Where we talk about the drama of the restaurant industry, but never the who or the where, because it doesn't really matter. I'm running out of clothing options. This is Jason.
My clothes has been consistently changing.
Yeah, I don't have a big wardrobe.
You might need to update that on a personal note. I think we need to go
No,
shopping.
I mean it was.
I think we need to go shopping or something like that.
All right, more common thing. Write that down. Write the time. So this is okay. So let's.
It's funny, you come up with the nicknames. You don't keep it though.
I didn't come up with deep dish. I came up with deep pasta. That's mine. Deep pasta bowl.
Deep pasta sounds delicious. Actually,
it's an unlimited dish.
Yeah, that would actually really be good.
So, elephant in the room. I'm not switching this time. I hope you're at the wide. Otherwise, you're gonna be fired.
In what? He's not getting paid. This is all in the name of friendship.
You don't know our agreement.
It's the name of friendship. That's what
You
matters.
also tell me if my camera dies, by the way, because it might. Sorry, excuse me. We have a worker behind the camera, an unnamed worker. So I'm very nervous because I don't have control, and that makes me nervous. Jason, are you ever nervous?
The
without
white
control?
man's nervous.
You guys
I'm not nervous.
You guys don't call me the white man. Everyone in my real life calls me the white man. At least let me be Hispanic online, please. Please, Jason.
You see, okay, well then speak in Spanish then until we can continue this. Oh lordy. Actually, I'm actually excited for this video. Okay. I'm excited for this because I actually want to see like what the difference would be.
Yeah, because now I don't have to focus on all that crap.
Well, it's not just that you're not focused on it. It's just gonna we're leaving it up to our friend over here, and so when we go to the footage, it could be like a different perspective on like.
Well, that's true.
What's better or what's worse or like what's the balance from here on out.
My guess is I'm better at switching, but he'll learn.
Yeah, but also now you got more time to actually talk and chit chat. Give us the finger.
Yeah, he gave us the producer finger. Oh yeah, so that's another thing I was gonna say. Well, first of all, tangent number 1. I disagree with that statement you made earlier on a base level. I say I'm Hispanic, and everyone in my life, you know what they've always said? Do you speak Spanish? No.
Yeah.
But you know how offended they would have been? Say they're African or their ancestry is Africa. Like, well, what if I walked up to them and said, and they told me they're Nigerian, and I asked, "Do you speak Nigerian?" And they say no, and I say, "Well, you're not Nigerian." That would be offensive.
Not really.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Because we don't care about that stuff. No, I do understand the actual logic behind that.
Yeah,
and I think it's funny. Hey, honestly, you have every right to be bothered. That's also why a lot of people are kind of annoyed with the newer generations because, I am part of the newer generations. I am still trying to. I should probably say this. I am slowly learning Spanish. I have not been as consistent as I really should be, but I've been wanting to be fluent in it again. It's not like I was ever fluent, but the thing with Spanish and along other languages is it's hard to kind of learn that stuff because it changes. It truly changes and evolves.
Continue.
Changes and evolves. And so because of that, I'm fine with people who constantly ask that question like, "Oh yeah, do you know Spanish? Can you speak Spanish?" Because it's also it just makes no sense to me. Because you can learn the culture, you can learn your people, you can learn where you come from, you can learn where your parents or grandparents came from, but that's only half the thing. Learning the language isn't that big milestone in which it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the
The real question
barriers.
is, do you understand like where your parents are from? Like, do you
Yeah.
know the culture? Do you actually have an
No.
understanding of it? Do you have consideration for it? And do you understand
Yes.
what's happening over there?
Partially. Yeah.
Personally, yeah, and that's fine.
But the thing for me, my dad, at some point I gotta stop blaming my dad because I'm an adult. But my dad
Yeah.
never taught me Spanish, and then he
Yeah, your
doesn't
dad
show
sounds
me
like a white
anything
man.
about my dad, the Colombian man who was born in
Yeah, he's the
Colombia.
Colombian man.
Preface that. Like in the first episode, we talked about green
I know you didn't
cards.
preface it yet, so I was like, "Ah, this is probably a
Well,
good
because
time to jump
the
in."
audience
I know they
knows. They know
know.
us.
I know they know it, but it's the perfect time to still hop on that.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
it's fine. I don't care about
no,
the jokes that you make. It's just people that I don't know. I tell them my name, and they're like, "Oh, are you Mexican?" Like, "No, I'm Colombian." "Oh, do you speak Spanish?" "No." "Well, you're really not really Hispanic."
yeah,
That's what I get.
it's because it's belittlement. It's
Yeah, it's my
all it
skin
is.
tone.
It's the sense of belittlement. Actually, not really.
No, it is. Trust me.
Oh, most of them are pretty light skinned. Well, you
I'm
know
saying my
what?
skin tone. I'm saying because I look
I
white,
was gonna
they're like, "You're
say,
not
yeah,
Hispanic."
yeah, yeah, because yeah, you don't traditionally look like it. Then it's
People like
fine.
me are so popular in the US, like white and Hispanic people marrying and having kids. It's a check mark on a form. It's Hispanic white or Hispanic not white. I was Hispanic white because that's what it's so popular that I'm a form
It's because you can
checkbox,
get away with everything because you're white enough to kind of just walk away.
but I'm
Like,
Hispanic enough to go a and then walk away.
yeah, because I mean that's also why like that's why people get
Alright,
annoyed with
I'm gonna
white
cut that.
culture
We cut
because
that.
that's their thing. You know,
That's illegal.
they feel they can make fun of it or get in on the joke, and they get the free card to kind of do so.
And if you think that we haven't talked about the restaurant yet, we have because what I talk about, what I just said, has happened at the restaurant. So
Oh,
face.
I usually get people looking at me and they clutch their purse. That's usually it,
That's sad.
or they're like, "Excuse me, can you get my server, please?" Or
You're in a white coat. Can you please
my
get my
favorite
server?
is, "Excuse me, can I get my
That's
server?"
happened at this
And I'm
restaurant?
like, "Yes, I can get the server for you. Who was it? Is it or is it?" Oh, I said a name. I'm sorry.
Hey, give me the hey,
Yeah,
mark
you have
that.
to mute that.
Mark that. Which,
I'm
by the
sorry.
way,
That was a story. It
she
came from
doesn't
her.
work here
Yeah, she
anymore.
doesn't. But I'm sorry. That's the story
We're
that
gonna
where it's
okay,
chimed
you can
in
tell that
from.
story.
Can I tell it
Um,
now
no,
or
we'll go back
okay?
to it.
Okay.
Did you write that number?
Yeah, write
Okay,
that
thank
number
you.
down. I'm very sorry. I got a complete flashback, which is still. I mean, it still happens. I mean, actually, believe it or not, it also happened again yesterday.
What? Someone was
Um,
fired?
no,
Oh.
just another person. Where I was like, because I'm training to be a server, but I still have to be a server
Oh, wait.
assistant.
Sorry. Pause. Big news. I said it a couple of weeks ago, I guess, but I have a picture, but I can't show it because it's in the kitchen. Jason's a waiter.
Yeah. Oh, I took pic. Okay, you don't need it.
Everyone? Everyone? Jason's a waiter.
Not yet.
I have pictures. I was like a proud father. I was walking
What?
around. I was doing this all day. I was like, you did it. I took pictures. He was smiling. I took pictures in his little uniform. He looked like a kid in a costume. He was like,
Yeah, with that big ass jacket.
big
Yeah, I
ass
felt like
jacket.
a damn kid in a
He looked
costume.
like I wish I could show the audience, but it's in the
Um.
kitchen, so I'm not gonna show it.
Yeah.
But
No, I took pictures on my first day, so I could probably send it to you, and we
send
can
me
probably
right
just
now.
send it there a little later.
No, I wanna watch them.
I guess any advice I can give is it is a nice feeling, but also just always cover your own ass.
With
Cover your own ass
a towel.
and make sure that everything. Yeah, why did your voice crack on that one?
It's
There's such a fear
because I'm
in
bad
that
at
word.
singing. That's the answer.
There was such fear in that voice crack with a towel. Yeah, cover your own ass. Make sure that
So
you
you can
know.
don't cover it up. You can laugh. I
Make
want
sure
to hear
you
your laughing in the
know
background. I said your name
everything.
again. You know what the best part about this is? The way I record this is that I can mute my track and have yours still go. So on my
Hmm.
track, you hear a and then yours, you'll just hear it keep going. If I don't know if you watch the episodes, I don't think you have.
I know I have not taken
You
time
should
yet.
just so you can like learn from yourself. By the way, I think I mentioned that. But you'll hear like you trail off on the word and then me bleep in the background. It's funny to me. But my favorite thing in like before it became really popular in cartoons was whenever uh in a cartoon specifically when they bleep a swear. It was like the funniest thing to me. Like then like one of the first season of Rick and Morty whenever he would rarely, like, swear to it would bleep. I don't know why. It's like bleeping cartoons is so funny. I mean, the Family Guy, like, overdid it, so that kind of messed it for me, but,
Oh, see, I know that.
yeah.
Yeah, I have never seen Rick and Morty.
Really? It's a good
No, I thought
show,
it was
and
boring.
the most recent season I haven't watched, but,
Oh, no. That's
can
how
we
old I am. The
give me one
only thing
second.
I reference is that is Looney Tunes, the damn 1960s show. They had episodes like that.
Bleep, what's the, timing on the recording? The bottom. The number you've been writing down this whole time? So we started around 8 minutes, so we're 10 minutes in. So we gotta so just, when it's around an hour and 8 minutes, let me know. That's when we're gonna start cutting it down.
Mhm. Alright. So, on the first little minor story, my bad, as I said her name, I was completely accidental.
To be fair, she
We
doesn't work
need
there
to
anymore,
beep
so
that. It
maybe we
doesn't
don't have to
matter.
bleep
We
it.
need to bleep it out.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I mean, that's the whole point of the show. We stay
It's the whole point of
consistent
the
with
show.
it.
Yeah.
So, yes, I mean, obviously, everyone experiences those little minor attacks, or little minor feelings that comes in. It's
So
just something you get used to it. Well, I mean, that's a small princess that you always get to deal with. It's people who constantly that check you. There's no nice way to say it, but people constantly check you and just trying to see if they could engage you or not. Which is also why I plan on being a server about maybe the 6th month I was working there, because I just got tired and fed up of it. It was so annoying of just like walking around asking, the usual questions I'd have to ask, and then they just look at me. I'm like, wait, you know how to speak? I'm like, yeah, bitch. What more? Yeah, give me the plate so we can fucking go give you your dessert.
to be fair, and this is
But
not
I don't. Yeah, but I don't. Again, I don't blame them because I mean, it's based on history. It's also based, and also where we live at. Like, bro, like
well,
where I used to live at. Shit, that was the norm. You had to make sure you knew what people before anything else. You had to make sure you knew the stereotype because that's how you survived.
I was gonna say,
So
uh, because if they're more regular, if they come here often, they would have known the previous people who pick up the dishes, and they did not speak English almost at all. So maybe that's the
no, they
maybe
spoke English.
situation. Hmm?
They spoke English.
I know they did, but I'm saying, like, they never did to the tables. It'd be broken English to the tables. So maybe that's where
No.
they're
Yeah.
yeah.
So here's a little side story on that.
No, go
They
ahead.
they they actually knew English well enough to actually speak it, but they used broken to do what one of the services that we still have, which is just to take the food and take the plates without ever asking for it.
Mhm.
So that's why I was like, no, they do because they know how to construct a sentence well enough to actually keep it going.
Oh, no, they
And one
know,
of
they just didn't
them,
do it.
yeah, they just didn't do it, and that's also why I always got mad with them
Yeah,
because
I didn't think they were,
because
like,
they're I mean they ruined the experience first of all, and they were
unintelligent.
taking like half meals too. So like people who like hadn't even finished their food, they were just trying to take the
Yeah.
plates.
Yeah, that
So
maybe we shouldn't talk about them because they just bother me the entire
yeah,
time they
oh
work
yeah,
there.
they were a dynamic duo indeed, just
But
not the one you wanted.
I just still don't wish what happened to them on them,
Of course not. They're humans, man.
but, yeah.
Every Spanish person's negative energy is though, which is even funnier because you still, well,
They're okay,
on my end, you can
by the
still
way, as far
sense
as we
that with
know.
others.
They're fine, they're alive. It wasn't that.
Oh yeah, they're fine and well.
I
They
just
just
don't
no
wanna go
longer
into
work.
what
Yeah, they no
yeah.
longer work.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they no longer work at the restaurant.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, and so what is the? I'm sorry, your end. Did you have any points that you want to give out, or do you want to
I mean,
start
I
a new
got
question?
tons forever. You
Yeah,
didn't get
let's
to
start.
finish your bleep story about the she.
Oh, I told you, like you get checked out a lot. You get checked. As simple as that. They look at you. They wonder if they can say anything to you. They don't know exactly where you're from or what they can say,
No, no,
what they can get
the
away with.
alright, write this number
So they
down.
just
The
ask you.
story.
That's
That
what
was
I
it?
just said. Yeah, you don't know who checks you. You do realize check means like they check you down. They look at you. They try to figure out where your stereotype is or where are you fronting them or are you not? Are you just some guy who is just trying to get their dishes or they're gonna get their job? Or are you trying to sell something? Or simply put it, are you just a Spanish guy who doesn't know English
Okay.
and this is all you do?
Interns don't get paid, by the way, just so we're clear on that.
Yeah, that's just the energy that it always comes up with. Yeah. That was a story. That's why mainly I was like, don't I didn't want to bring up her name.
He got it eventually.
So speaking of which, here is a question to the
That was for
audience.
him, not for you.
If you were ever angry or if you ever had a moment where you kind of just like, fuck it, I'm quit, like I'm losing the job, I might as well go with a bang. Tell us, what was that story like? Because we have a little story on that as well.
Go on. I don't know
Did
what
you
you're
want to?
talking about.
Oh, okay. So for us, sadly, it's gonna be a bit personal, but what we were told, which I still don't believe it, we had a server who got, I think, what, 5% tip on a big ass meal, and
5. No, I didn't hear about this.
apparently she did two, I should say they did two things.
Too late. A little too late.
One, they somehow got a number from our hostess station, and two, somehow
Oh,
left their job. Somehow, I don't know when, but somehow left and got into a whole like some random building or some store got a hold of their number and called that the person who left that 5% tip and just blasted them with fouls, profanities, all of that.
I didn't know that.
And then it was eventually traced back to us. And sadly, obviously, what happens in those moments. And what is the ending for that? Now, personally, on my personal note, I don't believe that. But on a second note,
You don't
if
believe
you
which bit?
were the whole thing, I don't believe the whole thing at
You don't
all.
believe she called in?
It might have been a call, but I don't believe that extra mile of actually leaving and going to
Well,
find a different number. But I do understand if that was anger and they did try to use their cell phone and stuff like that. I do understand that consensus. But I will say this: if you knew you had a final straw moment, I would absolutely do the same thing. Like if I knew that in this moment, this job is not gonna carry me the way I initially thought it would, I would walk out with a bang myself. I don't care. Make it a negative review. Take that 1 star from that industry away and then just disappear.
do you want to? Well, that's not good for your
Oh yeah,
future.
no, it won't be good for
No, I'm saying
anyone.
that's not good for your future prospects watching this right now. But
Oh yeah, of course it won't be good for the future prospects. But that's what I mean though. Like if it's your ending bang, I would be okay with like if I was told, "Hey, look,
I would never say that on the
you
internet.
would get a like trust me, I'm not going to do it.
You
I'm
said
not
I
going to
would do it.
comment." Of course. You really think I would? Yeah.
You
If she
literally
okay, so if
said
you really
it.
want the whole premise, my final bang would literally be, simply put it, anything I would want to do, I want to get
Uh,
away with it. Because if I was ever told like, "Hey, look, your future self at the end of the year is not going to be in the service industry. You're going to get the dream job you've actually been thinking about. You get it. And it has nothing to do with service at all, which means you're out of the ward 100%. No one's ever going to care about it. You can throw it out of your resume. No one gives a shit." If my future self told me that and it says this is the day where it happens, I'm going to do some crazy shit. Okay. I don't care. I'm going to pick fights with everyone. I'm going to walk out. I'm going to take a star in reviews and run before anyone ever acknowledges it. However,
I would not to any future employer. I would not. Oh.
and then to my future employer, I want you to know that I give 110% no matter the
he
task.
he
I
gives
want you to realize that.
he gives 110%. He does.
So,
Um,
uh,
for not
let's go with you.
110% of pay, as we've recently figured out.
Oh yeah, with the Spanish people, we don't get paid a lot.
Oh,
Yeah. What are you so surprised about?
what are you
Why do you think
gesturing
we're
about?
trying to move up?
Did I sound surprised? I
Yeah.
didn't mean to be.
I'm sorry. Did you have any other points or any other stories you want to start up?
I was gonna say, we can have her on the podcast.
Yeah, but I don't know if you really want to go that mile.
Would you want to ask her?
I have no information
No, I'm
on
saying,
her.
would you, if I ask her, would you want her on the podcast? She's no longer. I suppose that this is the
Well, I
point of
mean,
the
this is the.
podcast. I wanted people who are no longer working to
Well,
be on the
yeah,
podcast.
but I don't know how that would jive with us because her energy is very different from ours.
It doesn't matter. Just, I almost said it again. Deep Dish was very different energy, and it worked. It was a funny episode. I know you haven't watched it,
We'll
but
think about it. I like that discussion actually between us for that moment and
I
see
mean,
where it
obviously,
goes.
I'll text her. She'll
But
just say no, and then that's it.
well, yeah.
But
I mean, yeah. Most
I might
chances it probably
wait a
won't
few
be.
weeks, just because so that it dies down with her, whatever she has
Yeah.
thoughts about this. because I don't want her coming on the podcast hot. You know,
Isn't that what you want
regretting
though?
stuff. No, I don't want people to regret stuff.
Are you sure? That's what every podcaster would want.
We're
In the
not
in the
we're not
moment.
good. All right, we're not insatiable. We're just average. I
I'm
wish I could say the same for
extraordinary.
my wiener.
Where the hell did that come from? Are you okay?
No. Mm.
It's a damn Drake video. By
It's
the
the
way,
damn Drake video.
I want you to acknowledge this. If we're gonna put things on point, I want the whole audience to acknowledge this. This man spent hours looking for that video after we were
Cut to the
done.
wide. I spent 5 minutes and I
He
found it. All
spent
right.
hours
No, I've now spent hours talking about it.
and then finally went on Twitter and he's like, "Oh, dude, I found it." And within five
No.
minutes,
I spent 5 minutes looking for it. I was like, oh, I couldn't find it. I found a screenshot. Went to my girlfriend's house. She wanted to see it. I was like, oh, let me. And she said something about Twitter. She said it was a Twitter leak. I was like, was it a Twitter leak? I didn't even know that. Went to Twitter, typed in the word Drake in the search bar, and it was the first thing I found.
yeah, of course.
Got back to me.
The first easiest part.
Get back to me. It was like this. It was going with it.
The hell was that?
That was his
So
wiener.
disturbing. Don't do that.
Please
Just
cut away
scratching up
from
the
me.
floor.
For God's sake, learn the beat here.
Here on the ending note to that whole thing.
Yes, end at Drake's penis now. Go ahead.
Yeah, the ending note. Yeah, he still has the video saved.
Do I?
He saved the video. You showed me through the saved in your photos.
It would be It would be in the podcast.
Nah, unless you saved it in a message, which means you sent it to someone.
Oh, it's in my favorites.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
No, it's not. I deleted it a while ago. After I decided that I wasn't gonna put it in the podcast, I deleted it.
I think the part that made me laugh the most is that you went to your girlfriend and instinctively asked, "Did you see it? And did you want to see it?"
Yeah.
Followed by you going the extra mile to find it.
I hope you realize most of my life is just bits, and I do it for everyone.
That's how all life is, bro. It's all about
I do
shits and
bits.
giggles.
And they're for me, actually, honestly, because I'm the only observer of my entire life. Most of those bits are for me.
Yeah, you have to
I
enjoy
laugh
yourself. Yeah, you gotta enjoy your own life.
That's
And
why
you
when
gotta
people
do
say that, like I'd say, like at work, I say all these jokes, and they don't say that I'm not funny, but they say like, "Why do you keep saying all these jokes?" or something, and I'm like, "Oh, because they make me laugh." And like, no one else was laughing. Like, I'm laughing.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing about the many words of comedy is that you have to honestly understand your comedic timings and your comedy and what you love about it, and then the second thing is to find an audience that can jive with it.
yeah, that's the
Which
biggest.
it's also, I mean, you're not searching, but you're stuck with those scripts.
That's the biggest thing I found is the internet. The internet has made it so I know. Long silence. Basically, I don't want to get into a big point about it, but it's like the only thing standing in your way for making money online, like with an audience, is the cesspool of content and how much there is. If you were the first person online, you would find a million people who thought you were funny, just by the numbers, or thought you were funny, thought you were strange enough
Yeah,
to watch, all this stuff. So it's like, as soon as you can get that click, that little viral bit, and enough people see you, you'll get say we have a clip and it gets 5 million views on TikTok. 10,000 people are going to like what they see and follow us out of 5 million. And then you just grow it from there. That's why virality is so important online now, because
yeah, it's a lottery
you
ticket.
can't break through the surface of the water of the cesspool without a viral clip.
Yeah, it's the lottery ticket that everybody wants.
I keep calling it
I
a
mean,
lottery. Yeah.
also, I mean that's a history as old as time at that point, because that's how independent videos, independent producers, independent every
Oh yeah.
person who was independent. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
they've always done back in 2000s, 2010s, and
I have a
stuff.
new
The
freckle.
internet just made it a lot easier to kind of throw that at us. That doesn't mean we want to listen to it, but that's where it goes, and
How did I forget her
that's
name?
where everybody moved to. Sorry, itchy.
Well, speaking of getting people on the podcast, I was gonna say I have a note here. Text next guest during podcast in front of deep dish. I almost called you deep face. So in order to make him jealous, I'm gonna text right now the person who I want next on the podcast.
What would that be?
I don't honestly.
Not anyone I
Somehow her
know.
name escapes me, but she used to work there a couple months ago.
Okay.
And she likes the same kind of content that I do. Oh, there it is. How did I figure her name? Um, she likes the same kind of content that I do online, and so like we kind of clicked that way. And so when I haven't even told her that I started a podcast, but I'm gonna see if she wants to be on it right now. I'm gonna text in front of Deep Face,
Okay, good. You think she'd be my replacement?
Deep Dish, not your.
Oh,
Eh. I knew you hated it. I knew you hated doing the podcast.
yeah. What? Don't use that word. We need the positivity and the
Oh,
noise to
bleep it
filter
out.
through.
Bleep it out. Write that down.
Yes. Okay. So now with all that, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah. So the next guest, that's a potential next guest. Oh, also on a further heads up, I don't know if we can, but we will try and hopefully get a video out next week, and hopefully it'll be a new scenery. It's gonna be a new change,
Oh yeah,
and hopefully by then, I hope you guys enjoyed the change, because
the
I'm trying
set
to hope that
is
it's a little
changing.
more professional.
Changing today.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different.
But is there any
Suck it
other
up, bitch.
is there any other thing you wanted to point out for the moment? Any other stories you want to start?
Why do you have one?
No, not the moment.
So you're saying we're gonna end the podcast?
No. Well,
Okay.
I just want to know if we're still good. We're still on track.
Oh, she answered. Yeah. Okay. What the
Yeah.
time are
What
we
is?
at?
Okay, maybe we shouldn't have brought someone who actually likes our jokes. We need.
Changing your
Okay,
voice.
34.
We
That's
still have a half. 34.
okay. Good.
The
That's
number is
perfect then.
34. So we have more than half an
Okay,
hour
that's good. That's
left.
good. That's good. Okay,
Now
so
that I'm not focused on so many things, the time's
mm,
going much slower.
yeah,
This feels
that's
better.
good. I think it's because we're actually finishing our stories instead of gambling, traveling about.
Now I feel like we're pretty
So
much rambling.
on me, sorry if I do feel a little different. I'm hungover. If I
You're
say
hung.
it first over.
Cut back to the wide.
Um,
You're hungover and I'm yelling in your ear.
yeah,
Why are you hungover? What happened?
I didn't get off work till like 1.
And then
I just went out to eat because there's no food here. So I just went ate and I drank at the bar restaurant. You know, the one that I go to.
that we went to,
Yeah,
you drank?
yeah,
How much?
not much.
Then why are you hungover? You old?
I don't drink.
I didn't know you were old.
Yeah,
Your now that I say your eyes are really baggy.
yeah,
Cut to Jason.
yeah,
You look sick, man.
yeah.
You
3
good?
glasses, man. What do you
Are
expect?
you good? Drink enough
Yeah,
water?
clearly not enough since I'm a little hungover. But yeah. So if my energy is a bit off, don't worry. It's because of that.
Were you
And
really keen
on
on
the
ending it? So that's one energy change.
on the next thing, yeah, because I also thought we actually ate up a lot more time than I thought.
Yeah.
On the next subject, I do have a little minor story
Oh,
on this. I guess another tip. I mean, everybody should know this. This is like a grandfather rule, but if you don't, if you ever throw a party or anything that means that you have to invite a lot of people, please either do 2 things. One, know that they're coming and know that they're showing up and know that they will be there. And I do mean multiple times, know that they will be there. Or two, get their fucking money slash deposit, please. Uh, as of yesterday, I witnessed a table of 36. It was supposed to be 36 guests.
oh, okay. I didn't know where you were going
Only
with this.
10 showed up.
15.
Um, I think 10 had to pay though.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think it. I believe it was 15, but I think 10 had to pay. 10 of them had to pay.
a lot of bills.
It was a lot of bills. But because they had a contract with us, they had to actually pay a certain. They
Yeah,
actually had to get a certain amount,
yeah. They signed.
and we stayed for 2 extra hours trying to figure out how they were gonna make that bill.
That's what happened.
And because of that, I had to sit there for 2 extra hours just trying to just see if they're done and that we can finish the process and
So,
get checked out.
so how many videos did you scroll on TikTok?
I don't use TikTok.
Oh,
I just I was listening to music or just sitting down. Um, but yes,
that's probably
please,
good.
please, please do so.
I'm on it way too
Please
much.
figure out and please, if you invite that many people, understand who's gonna actually show up and who's gonna come into that. And if you ever do sign a contract, please emphasize that they need to show up or take take something from them, money, cash, I don't know, $20 bill.
Cash money.
Because on the other hand, we also had a guest of 21 people, and they all showed up. They all had a great time. They paid the bills, and it was like done in 2 hours. It was a very beautiful moment. It was very sweet, and I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life because that's how very very nice it was.
Damn.
But yeah, that was 2 hours. They paid everything, and they were gone. Whereas we had to watch them for a total what I think 3.5 hours because they came here for an hour and a half to eat and all that stuff, and then the next 2 hours was just talking, trying to fucking figure out what they gotta do to finish the contract so they can get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine walking into a restaurant, like, you've paid this number for this many people because you have this many people, and then that's you gotta know before the day that not that many people are showing up.
Yeah,
So to
because
not come in with a plan is wild.
yeah, you have to understand exactly like who you're gonna invite. And that's why you also have those many different names of friendships. You have your close friends, your best friends, you have your acquaintances, your coworkers, and then you have your negligibles, then you have the existers, and then you just have the ones that you just know that they just live. That did not exist in your life, but you just know that they live and that's it.
8
Like you need
hours,
to
what
figure
the
out how that level grows, you know?
So, speaking of TikTok, are you do
Yeah,
what
that's
is the
the end of
name of
my
it?
story. That
I
was
I
the
don't
end of
know,
my
tell me a
bit.
better way to say, "Are you done?" Because when I say, "Are you done?" it sounds really rude. Are you done? You done yet?
Yeah. Are you done?
How do I say that?
Alright, I'll let you know when it's finished. Yeah, but that's the end of my story. That was just an annoyance, and again, I hope you guys learn from that. So, and it's fine to invite like 8 people if you want. Like if you know 8 people are gonna show up instead of your 30 friends, it's fine to set that up and invite them because it also looks bad on. Actually, I don't want to say it looks bad on you guys. I want to say that you can tell that the person who they were trying to celebrate eventually started to feel embarrassed, and they started to feel like they're becoming a problem and stuff. And you don't want to do that on some special event, you know, unless they are that bad of a person. You want to start drama, but no, you never want to do that to someone
Who would want drama
unless it's good drama.
on a
Well,
drama podcast?
then, honey, I'm all ears.
Not me. So we got our first negative TikTok comment
Oh, good.
and second
Oh, good.
on the same video.
Oh, good.
Uh, it
Yeah,
was
I mean, I mentioned it before. We don't know what we're doing. We're trying to find the foundation of it.
so it was the one where let's see.
Can I actually see the
In
video?
Gmail? Like, I was trying to get yeah. Did you know you're not allowed to use swear? Put it next to the microphone. The microphone. Why'd you turn it down?
Why? Wouldn't it be better if you just posted it
Wouldn't it
right
be better
here?
if you Yeah, this is better. We're just sitting here silently.
What? I mean, wouldn't you just post it right in the middle so they can see it
Yeah, but I
and then
can
click
mute
on it?
this. Wait.
I'm sorry, I
Did
didn't
you
want the
hear it?
mic to peak.
Did you hear it? I thought it was I thought it was funny. It's a funny point. And it has nothing to do with what is in the video. I actually put in the so maybe it's because I should do this more often. I commented on the video to get people to start commenting. So and it
Mhm.
worked. I put in the comments, I said, "What swear word would you use in your Gmail?" Ooh. And I also said, well, I didn't. I guess I didn't. The guy who's behind the camera, or a second guy behind, an editor said in the description, it said, "What's your last name?" Parentheses. This is not a phishing scam with little eye emojis going like this. He's funny. Uh,
What?
so the negative comment is one of them. The this one's kind of funny. In quotes, he just said, "Bro, let's make a podcast."
Yeah.
I liked it, and I said, "It's like you were in the room with the little emoji." I will post the pictures over here. I'm gonna dox them. This is their names and email addresses and addresses. But this guy, he said podcast equipment should cost $1 trillion,
$1 trillion?
saying that we shouldn't have a podcast. We shouldn't
I
be
think
able to
the
make
funny part
one.
about it is that we didn't really buy anything for this podcast. We just
Well,
had this shit existing.
well,
Well, I mean,
I bought
first of
the
all,
switcher
oh yeah,
for the
that's right, the
podcast.
switcher.
Yeah,
Yeah, the one
and the
thing
first
that
episode we didn't
the
have it.
one thing that actually made it an actual podcast.
Speak out loud. flows into your idea of the short video. I know it flows. Damn it, Dutch.
I do like the idea to change his voice constantly. I think it'd be funny.
But that's the thing.
But
I can change his voice.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
why
just
he
sitting and
did
going,
that.
"Abba dabba dabba da." I can change his voice, and he chooses to do it physically.
Oh my gosh.
He can't even hear you. You know how much?
Say I'm an idiot. Well,
Yeah.
chill.
You know how much muting is on this mic here? You know how much so that we don't get the echo in the room that we still get? Oh.
Yeah.
By the way,
That is
because you wore a chest mic last time,
I'm pretty sure
so
it
much
echoed.
echoing in
Yeah, I had
episode
a
5.
feeling.
So good luck. This is the worst episode yet, and you were on it.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's more to come. Don't worry, there's more to come.
I hate everything about you. No, it's a really funny episode. Anyway,
You know what's even funny?
so I replied to both of these. Oh, I told you the one I already replied.
Yeah.
But this one I said, that's funny. We've got a short idea around this topic. Too many podcasts. I've told you about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it flows. It flows, doesn't it? Get away from me.
Yeah.
We have a sound box. There's no worker back here. I just keep pushing buttons with my ass.
That's disturbing. That's nasty as hell.
And he makes noises.
That's just nasty as hell.
You know what else is nasty?
Pieces to meet, to eat, cheeks to beat. I'm just trying to be complete. Okay, I'm just trying to go on with my life.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's episode 2. That one has 6,951 views.
That's good.
I paid for it.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it turns out $30.
No wonder you're broke as shit.
Huh?
No wonder you're broke as shit. You know, don't pay for the bots. Pay for some new clothes.
It's not bots.
I don't
Pay
know.
for some
Whatever
new
it
clothes.
is. Yeah, pay for some new clothes.
It goes back to the beginning of the podcast for those who missed it. No, so every once in a while on the channels I'm actually trying to grow, TikTok is really good with advertising. You get a good number for a good number. Like YouTube, it's $100 and they promise you, I think it was 1,000 views. I was like, Jesus. So for $10 a day, 3 days is what I did. It gave me 7,000 views. But it also gave us, more importantly, I'm doing math. 20. Wow, that was easy math. It gave us, so $30 is 21 followers, apparently on TikTok. So
yeah, I don't think that's worth it at all.
Cut to me. Cut to me. So here's the ad space. We're back at it again. Ad number 2. You ready? Give me money. All right. I'm gonna do a zoom in here. Give me money. Give me money. Give me money. Give me money. Give me. Do you suffer? No. Oh, so that's funny. I was gonna ask you to do a voiceover, but it's already posted, so I can't do it. So we'll do it another time. But anyway, if you'd like ad space, I'd say your name. I'd say whatever you want. It's gotta be 1 sentence max.
Hit a certain threshold. I would
$5.
do anything you want.
Shut up. $5. Well, God, fuck. Now we gotta make we gotta make like a Cash App or something on this podcast. I'll make a Patreon. $5. I say your name on the podcast or a sentence that you'd like.
It's gonna go bad so quickly.
Nah, it'll be fine. That's our ad
It's
space.
okay. I'm a pioneer.
Ad space. I'm paying for this ad space now.
I would pay $5 just to ruin you.
Give me $5. Why?
What? Not right now.
Give me $5 and I'll do whatever you want. Nope, I'll say whatever you want. I got phrasing.
Yeah, no, but I know I need the foulness to start.
Oh God,
the
cameraman's
the
taking
man
money
$5.
Are you seriously gonna give it $5?
Throw it at him. If you're gonna do it, throw it at him. Don't give it to him. Throw it at him.
Text me what you want me to say. Just cut to me. Cut to me. He's paying to be on this podcast.
He doesn't even get paid. He paid you. He paid you just to say something foul.
All right, this is the first. Okay, now the real ad space. This is real. I'm keeping this, by the way, just so you know. Text me what you want me to say. I'm keeping this. It's going into the. Did you already text me? It's going into the podcast though. It's not for me. Jason, you get $2.50. By the way.
Oh, that's nice. So much I made last
Text me what you wanted to say. Text. We'll find out before the end of the podcast, and we'll cut back. You have 1 sentence. No.
You have 1 sentence.
Once the period, but you can't extend it. You don't get a bunch of commas. You get 1 sentence or your name, but you're paying me not to say your name. So remind me, I owe you $2.50.
Really? Why don't you just put it into the equipment so we can get better equipment?
Yeah. I'll put $5 into the equipment. That camera costs $1,200. I'll put $5 into the equipment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Into
a
a
$5
lens.
discount.
I guess so. Are you texting
You're
yet?
so grouchy today.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. You're the one who's hungover, and I'm grouchy. I'm not grouchy, am I? I don't feel grouchy. Oh, you cut away. Son of a bit. Hold on. Now I got text. I'm texting the person, so vamp for me.
Okay.
Do your vamping voice.
In today's oh my gosh. I feel
Are
like
you?
I feel like there's an inside joke between two of you.
No, it's not. I mean, he has
I don't know.
erectile
I don't know where this
dysfunction,
like
but that's
erectile
not
dysfunction
a
keeps coming
joke.
from.
Jason, erectile dysfunction is not a joke.
From
Damn it! I'm not even on camera.
so on Overwatch news this week, I think season 9 is weird.
I'll let you do whatever you want.
With that being said, I do like the changes they made. It's very crazy, and I'm very excited to see what else they bring. And now on the next queue, I'm very tired. I do want to let you guys know that I am very, very happy and very grateful for anyone who sticks around, even if it's just for a minute long. It does mean a lot to me. And I do hope you guys enjoy the content that we do put out. And I do hope you guys point. Actually, I would love if you guys point out the differences when it comes to the new settings, as well as the new I don't know. I guess visuals. I guess also new attempt at altering some of the things because I do know the setup I kind of want to start with when I move to the new place. That TV is probably gonna disappear, so we're probably gonna have to probably get a
Wait,
green
what? You're
screen
getting rid of the
or
TV?
yeah, it's going back in my room. Oh yeah, by the way, I want y'all to acknowledge this.
Why
This
is
is
it
my
like?
TV
Why is it 420p?
that I have. I don't know.
What happened to your internet?
That's part of shit right now.
Oh,
Yeah, don't worry. My internet provider sucks. I'm fighting them tooth and nail. Yeah, I want you guys to acknowledge that this TV has been my TV and it's been here for months on end because it's the only TV that's in this place. And because of that, I just left it there for everyone to use. Come new place, I'm taking that shit back. And I don't feel comfortable doing a podcast in my room. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I'm moving all that shit in my room.
I'm giving back the $5.
Yeah. Let me see.
I don't like the last word in this. No, I'll just say
Let
it.
me
Hold on.
see.
Oh, wait. No. I'll just say it. Brought to you by Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, you're taking a little too long now. Just
Write that down. All right. So for the first ad space, it costs $5, and his choice. This part of the podcast. This part of the podcast is brought to you by Deep Dish. Deep Dish, the best lover for ladies of all sizes and shapes. Deep Dish. He'll call you later. Might be much later. All right.
oh my gosh.
That was number 1. Ad number 1 done. We are now a profitable podcast. Well, no,
Oh my
that
gosh.
that switcher
Alrighty
costs a lot
then.
of money. Thank you.
Honestly, I'm you know what? I love that being the first donation.
That,
I actually
thank
do.
you for that bit, but I am actually keeping this $5, just so you know.
All right.
That was an investment.
Is that the queue time?
Nope, it's not. We still got a lot of time. Stop bringing it up.
Oh, 'cause I don't know. He's waving his hand around. I don't know
It's just for
what
me.
any
I
of
know
these
the
codes
signals.
are. Okay, good. By
Um,
the way, I haven't been informed of any of these new codes that's been going on. I just sat down.
we discussed it in front of you, so if you didn't know, I think it's your fault at this point. You were hungover.
What the 3 points? He has not shown none of the 3 points that's been here. All right. On another note, then.
Oh, you're going? Okay.
Well, yeah. This podcast is about serving. I think we need to
And you serve every day, Jason.
figure that out and let them know. On another note, no, on a personal note, I should probably say, uh, it's a pain in the ass, a literal pain in the ass.
Ew. Wait, what?
So, if you
Oh,
ever,
look at the dog. We can't see dog in the shot anymore, by the way.
It's
Just so you
fine.
know.
She's just sleeping.
Yeah.
She's doing whatever.
Keep cutting you off.
Another thing that I also love about working as a server and stuff isn't just working in teams and meeting these very unique, diverse cast that we're a part of, and I do mean that literally. Another thing is just watching them all fall apart. It's some weird sense of euphoria that brought to me. So my first training at the very end, if you know anything about serving, you know that we all have a moment. We all have that sense of I guess like the finishing tasks that we're given, to clean certain areas, to polish certain areas, just so the restaurant looks nice for the next day. Um, for the first time, I actually had to be a part of it, and watching everyone at their breaking point was was laughable. And I'm not saying because oh, it's laughing because they're bad or because they can't handle the pressure. No, it's just laughable because it reminds me of home, and it reminds me of every Looney Tunes skit I've ever seen, or like the Scooby Doo chase scenes. And it made me laugh just observing everything, watching everyone run in and out, grabbing plates, grabbing glasses, grabbing silverware, polishing them, using extremely hot water just to get that beautiful shine. And honestly, I couldn't stop laughing. Of course, I had to keep the laughter to myself because it's weird for a guy to just come out laughing out of nowhere.
I do it. People look at me weird. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, also, yeah, I mean, the things in comedy, you have to understand where
It's
to.
for me.
Yeah, it's for you.
I've searched SYWB bitches like 17 times, and it's not in my previously searched for yet. Oh, dude, there's a podcast called Bye Bitches. They have 500 subscribers. They got 37 videos. They just started too.
So Ben McKenzie tweeted.
Somebody else tweeted, send these people.
Oh, she's famous.
It was a picture of us, the cast.
Wait a minute, that's the woman from. She's actually famous. Who is this? How'd they get someone famous? We should give her someone famous.
Yeah, in due time.
Oh, well, no, they only have 30. They only have 200. They only have 300 subscribers. This episode with a famous person has 200 views. We could do that. We can get someone famous. Well, no, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I think we can talk about
Rachel
that after.
Bilson.
Okay.
You know Rachel Bilson? Yeah. She's on this podcast with 200 views. Can we get Rachel Bilson? She's already been on a. Okay, we're getting Rachel Bilson. That's it. We're getting Rachel Bilson. Fuck the $5. Wait, she gets the $5.
Why would she get the $5?
It's putting it into the podcast. I have to offer her something. I like Rachel Bilson.
Okay,
She was
well,
great in How
if
Much
you
Your
wanted
Mother.
any ad space for money, do remember that we do offer ad space.
We do offer ad space, $5.
We were going to be upping that price.
Cash only.
Yeah, cash only. We're not having people mail us.
Yeah.
$5
I'll give you his
bills.
address. That's crazy. That might actually because I've searched our name like a lot, and the podcast has never come up. Huh. Well, I gotta send her an email.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that out.
Yeah, you do that, buddy.
All right.
You do that.
The person answered. She said, "LOLOL." Yeah,
That's a lot of LOLs.
that's awesome. So I think she wants to do it.
Okay.
We have our first real guest.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to get a better mic then.
No, it worked. It worked well last time. It
What?
did. You have it. You'll hear it if you watch
Okay.
it. You haven't watched an episode yet.
Is it ready? Okay.
It sounds good. It just there was the only issue, I learned something on that recording is these mics have a ton of float, which is they'll come off of time in a long recording. So you get an extra echo because it becomes unsynced. And I didn't think these had that much, but over record for an hour and a half, there was like at least a whole 2 seconds of float. I don't know that for a fact. That's actually a pretty technical situation that if you want to get these mics, they're awesome, but there is a little bit of float between recordings because they record in 30-minute increments, and then they cut the recording and record immediately after.
Mm.
So I had to move it a little bit because when it started echoing a lot, but it wasn't a second. It wasn't that long. I'm making that number up. It was enough to notice the echo. But when we get into the new place, we'll be able to sound.
It's gonna be a lot more echoes.
No, we'll be able to sound. Twice.
I don't know about soundproofing.
We'll
that
be able to
place.
soundproof a lot better
I don't-
because this is a tall ceiling. It's like we'll be able to soundproof the next one better. This is a 15-foot ceiling, isn't it?
Yeah. It's very tall.
Very echoey.
But I'm gonna miss this place. I really am.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's got 10
But
views.
it's all about changes. It's all about growing. It's all about being what we can be.
Yeah, this $5 is gonna go towards the rent of the new place for the new warehouse.
Rent, bitch. Put it into something that we need, like actual equipment.
I still don't know. What
I know.
Tell me
I know,
equipment that you can give $5. I'll
I
buy
know.
it now.
I did. I also did want to say about the comment back then. It was like, podcast equipment should be like $1 trillion. I find that funny because a lot of this stuff was not even for podcast reasons. We just like you had this shit just lying around.
Yeah, so let me go through. We go cut to the wide. That camera is half owned by me, half owned by my film partner. That camera is my camera, purchased 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 years ago.
Cut to the wide again. The wide, I just bought it for my other YouTube channel. Right here. That mic is for singing, for music. This mic is for
Ew.
stream. I know, that's why my voice cracks. I'm not good at it. This mic is for streaming. And the only thing I bought for this podcast, and that computer is for editing. The only thing I bought for this podcast is the switcher.
And the lights for something else completely.
Oh, the
but
lights
we're not
are
gonna
also
bring that up.
filming. I forgot we had lights here.
Oh, okay.
So everything is for something else, but this is a culmination. You make a podcast
Mm-hmm.
for less than $1 trillion. Fun fact: less than $1 trillion. You wouldn't guess. You wouldn't have guessed it. Guessed. God, what's wrong with my voice? It just keeps happening.
You sound like Ross from Friends.
In the outtakes, what
Yeah.
was the line? Because I remember the line. I remember the outtake specifically. He's like, because he like drinking something in the sea. He's like, Rachel. And he goes. And he makes a noise
Oh, I
afterward.
don't know, man. I actually was never a big fan of Friends. I just know that one thing.
It was the show that it was on when I came back from school. So I was like, oh, great, I'll watch this. And then, unpopular opinion entirely, Seinfeld was always my crap, where's the remote show. Whenever I heard the that bass line, I was like, shit, where's the remote? I did not like Seinfeld. Never liked it. Never watched it. I watched a couple episodes and it bored me. So whenever it came on,
Seinfeld's hilarious. I love it.
I don't see the. I know that's unpopular opinion. You can speak. You speak this whole time.
Please stop.
Yeah, correct. I said warm me at 68. Oh.
Yeah, don't. Oh my
To be fair,
God,
no one's
that
gonna hear
is-
that. That's so quiet.
I know no one's gonna hear
So
it.
this is a
but
little bit. This is a little bit.
I have to live with it though, because it's in my fucking head.
This is a little bit time sensitive, so I'll go over this now. I think I'm the only one. Have you been being shocked in the restaurant as a waiter lately? Zapped?
Yeah, it's because the clothes we're wearing.
So you have been shocked lately.
Yeah.
It's not the clothes. I know exactly what it is. It didn't happen last year, so I don't know. It must be much drier this year or something. So every time, I went on a saga, by the way. This is not just a short story. Every time, for 3 days in a row, I was just getting the shit zapped out of it. It was like, normally it's like, like static electricity. It's not a little, it's fun. Shock your
What
friends.
was that face?
Shock your friends. It's fun. Trust me. But this was another level. I felt like I was trying to resurrect Einstein.
You mean Frankenstein?
Trying to resurrect Frankenstein.
Or Frankenstein's monster?
I feel like I was trying to resurrect Frankenstein. Cut that out. Trying to resurrect Frankenstein's monster with the way I was being zapped. Oh my! I was trying to discover electricity. I was Ben Frank. Give me a $100 bill. I need Ben Franklin real quick. Do you have a $100 bill? Do you have a $100 bill? No, let me just see it for a second. For the next 25 minutes, we're gonna have an ad break for $100. You could do that, by the way. If you want to spend $100, we'll spend 25 minutes talking about whatever you want. No, stop it. Put it away. Stop it. That was a joke. $5 max. But you can do it multiple times. I feel like I'm making a joke out of this, but I want people to send us money. Send us money.
Okay, well, yeah, but no one wants. Don't beg for it.
That's the thing. I'm gonna come back to that story, but on all my other platforms, I do not ask for subscribers, and I've only advertised my Patreon once out of. It was at the end of the thing. It
Why
was
not?
huh?
Why not?
I don't know. I wanted to see, and it's obviously not going well. I wanted to see. That's not true. I have done it once, but it was an early, like my second episode ever on the Smithy. I wanted to see what, because I've never liked that. Whenever I heard it in content, whenever like and subscribe, I never liked it, so I just didn't want to
Yeah.
do it. That's where it came from. I also wanted to see if there was a visible difference between doing it and not doing it. So I just haven't done it yet, I should say. Where I say like subscribe or here's my Patreon, blah blah blah. So this I'm starting now. Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money. It's that Family Guy bit where he's on the violin. I'll put it here. Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money. No. I don't even know. What was I talking about? The electricity, and then I went to something else.
Getting zapped.
Is that it? I didn't do 3 tangents? Okay, good. Let me get the energy back up. It was bad, man. Frankenstein's monster. So the note I have is, oh shit, I just erased everything. The note that I have is shocked to my teeth. The first day this happened, so what happens is when you do the tablecloths, you can hear it. You hear it ticking with electricity. It goes tick, 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 as
Yeah.
you're traveling up. So it's not the clothes, it's the cloth, and then you have it in your hand, and you get all the static onto yourself. Out of nowhere, so our walk-in doors are metal. Normal. I'm holding it in this hand, hold the tray in this hand, and I'm pushing the door open, and it zapped me. And first of all, it hurt. Normally, static electricity is just like a little fun, a little bit. It's funny.
Yeah, a little pinch.
It hurt here, and then I felt it in my teeth. It was so strong. I don't think I've electrocuted myself twice in my life, like from the wall outlet. I didn't feel it in my teeth. I told one of those stories on this. Did I tell the other one?
Yes, you did.
But when I was in high school?
I forgot you got electrocuted.
But
Oh,
when I
I
was in
don't know
high
about the
school, did I
high
tell that
school.
story?
I don't know.
That's for later. No, I've shocked myself twice in my life. I've never felt it in my teeth that way. And so for the next few days, I was experimenting because once I said this before, our job is very in the back of the mind. So I have a lot of time to like make up games and think about stuff.
Okay.
I tried bringing up the games on the first podcast or the second one, and you didn't bite.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't play games.
You didn't bite.
Yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
still didn't bite. I'll bring it up later.
Yeah.
You can keep it on the wide for now. So I was trying to figure out a hypothesis on trying to figure out how to not get shocked, right?
Wear rubber.
I thought so, right? So that was my first thing. That was my second thing. My first thing was, oh, what was it? I was like folding it in a way, because I don't really like wearing gloves all the time. Folding it in a way that I wouldn't get shocked, like trying not to touch it as much, and that didn't work at all. And then I was walking around nervously. I was just like, oh god, oh god, oh god, I like touching metal like this before because I didn't know if I was gonna be zapped or not. And on the third day, so first day, I wore a pair of rubber gloves. It shocked me through the rubber gloves. That was the most quote unquote shocking thing ever. I put on gloves. I was like, oh, perfect. This will solve it. Hold it up, walk in, all confident, touch the door. Jesus Christ! And at one point, like it was almost involuntary, where I walked in and I yelped. Like it hurt enough where I was like, yep! Or like I made a noise, and both the
Please
chefs
tell me so. Yes.
and the runner went like this. They were working. It wasn't busy, and they were like, they just stared at me because I was shaking my hand like this, like ah. I looked over. I was like, and I kept walking. Oh, God,
Like
it
a
hurts.
grown ass man yelps like a dog.
So I don't know why it took me so long, but I was like Googling like how do you get rid of static electricity without getting shocked, and all the answers were about like gathering static electricity throughout the day and not all at once.
Got excited. What?
Yeah, like people who have carpets in their house, they're just saying like touch metal every once in a while to stop getting shocked. But that's a slow, gradual gathering of electrons. Mine is all at once. Fold a napkin, and you get, a new tattoo from lightning. So eventually, on like the third day, I figured out. How do I say this? Much like, cut to the wide. Much like condoms, the answer was to wear 2.
What? What?
I put on, I put on 2 pairs of gloves.
That's not what you do at all with condoms.
What do you mean?
You don't wear 2.
What do you? You're not supposed to wear 2?
No. It causes friction with the others and it rips. I didn't need you to know that
Are you? Hold
wearing
on.
2 condoms causes frictions within each other and actually does cause it to tear.
How do you both know this?
Have you ever taken sex ed?
Yeah, they didn't. First of all, they didn't say anything about condoms where we live. But no, you can't. You're not supposed to wear 2. You can't. What?
You
It
are
breaks.
not. Yes, the friction between the 2 will rip. And despite what most companies say, because they're all flexible now and the different qualities, it can still rip because of friction.
It'll rip
You
too.
have to understand that the frictions between the 2 changes the lubrication.
Why'd you change your tone? You're scaring me.
Because I'm concerned that you generally don't know this.
Well, I thought, because if one's 98%, the other one, 2 of them should be 100. What is it? What's the math?
No, because you cause friction. Because remember,
180. What is it?
condoms, the only reason they stay
178.
strong is also because of friction and lubrication. Is because of how you
Yeah,
enjoy
you no,
that
you put
partner.
so sorry, hold on. You put one on.
Yes.
If you're feeling weird about it, you lube and then put the second one on.
Yes, but you do realize lube does eventually dry out.
But you put lube, but it's in between.
Lube eventually dries out.
So when I was in middle school, and everyone was saying to wear 2 of them, they were joking.
Yes.
Oh.
The only consensus I would believe the 2 would be coming in is probably far fucking worse, and probably
I
comes
gotta
back to what I was talking about.
call somebody.
I'm pretty sure someone was either popping holes in the condoms, and that's why they told you to wear 2. But that wouldn't even count or nor help.
How would it
Yes.
break the bottom one? So no,
Friction.
because either way you're still good because the bottom one wouldn't break. It would just break the top one then, right? Or you're saying it breaks both?
But then you have the chance of living a condom inside a woman.
Well, it's never happened. It's never like split open. I assume when you say
Yeah, but you still
like it
rip
splits.
the condom.
Well,
Like if any layers,
But it's never happened.
if you're asking the first layer rips and you still have the second layer in,
mm-hmm.
you have one layer that's ripped.
Mm-hmm.
You have chances of
So
leaving
you're
it
back down to 1.
inside. You have a chance of leaving it inside. You also do have a chance of causing more friction. Why? Because you have different layers and
I like
different
how
mechanics
concerned you
coming
sound.
in. Yes, because it's not that's a weird feeling, and you should know this kind of stuff.
I gotta call somebody. I gotta call a lot of people actually.
Also the main problem with it is that yes, condoms have many different varieties, and also brands themselves
They should
have
make ones
very
that you
strongly
can wear
showing
2
different
of.
varieties of it all.
Make one stronger.
They do make one short. That's why it's only meant to be one. That's why you have different varieties. That's why condoms themselves sell in variety packs, because you're supposed to figure out what works for you, not just for a pleasurable sense, but for what you want to do with your partner. That's why lubrication comes in different varieties, because people have a lot of
He
affections.
doesn't know what he's going
So
on.
you have
Oh,
lubrications water based, and
I
you
forgot.
have
He was
genuine lubrication.
president of his sex ed club.
Yeah,
The president. What was it?
What?
The president. You watched the episode.
president.
You keep lying about watching the episodes.
Wait, what are you talking about, president?
You said no. The president's
What?
the
Yeah.
president's award or something for sex ed.
Oh no, the principal award.
Principal
award is to be the highest academic student
He was the principal
in
of
the
the sex ed
school.
class.
No, the
He was the adult
principal.
and the kids.
No, the principal award is given to those who excelled
We went
in
over
all
this already.
classes.
We went over this already.
Yeah.
So I guess we should end the podcast because I got a lot of people to call. We're also at time. Mostly Trojan. I have to call them because they lied to me. Jason, I'm a little stuck in thought here. Jason, why don't you end the podcast?
I'll end it.
Cut to Jason.
I'll do my usual cue off for my streams. Thank you everybody for This is all owned and trademarked by me because I don't know how I don't know what's going on with
Well,
you
here,
over
do
here.
we have, do all our social
Thank you
media.
everybody
social
for
medias
coming
as well.
on down, even if it was for a minute. It does mean a lot to us. Our social medias will be right here in the middle, along with Dylan's YouTube videos, along with my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Twitch. I do have an Instagram. I know it's been MIA for a little bit. I actually have a lot of content that I'm actually trying to finish up and hopefully can post there. Now, with all that being said, thank you again, and may you all have a beautiful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a pleasant evening, and a peaceful night. Take care. Please tell me you genuinely actually joked.
Well, hold on, it's not done yet. We're gonna bring. I'm doing a bit. I'm doing a bit of.